The price of staying the same is being the same and being mediocre. And the price of being great is a little bit of pain now. Alright, guys. Jay here, representing Adversity University. Today I wanted to talk about goal setting and habits. I hope everybody had a good New Year's and a good holiday season in general. But you may notice a trend with my channel and my profiles. I talk a lot about habits and behaviors. For you to apply the principles like working out, dieting, nutrition, if you fix your habits, if you fix your bad behaviors right now, okay? And that's why I want to read definitions. First, a habit. A habit is a settled tendency, an acquired mode of behavior that has nearly become involuntary. And behavior is the way in which one acts or conducts oneself, especially towards others. So I made this board here. I'm going to hold it here for a little bit so you guys can take a screenshot or whatever. I'm sure I'm probably going to take a copy of it and place it in the video, but I'm going to place it over here so I can reference it as well. And we're going to go down line by line. And the whole habits and behaviors and everything will all make sense. So, habit. Skipping a meal versus fasting. Skipping a meal versus fasting. One's intentional, one is telling me something about you, right? Fasting is something somebody does because they have planned it. Skipping a meal is something that you don't typically do because it happens because you're late, you're behind on work, you are. So, we have found something. The habit isn't that you're skipping a meal. Well, the habit is you're skipping a meal, but really, we're trying to find the underlying, the reason why, right? So fasting, intentional, skipping a meal, something is causing you to do this. Um, Next habit, eating out. You eat food. You get to leave work. You uh, may eat 5,000 calories because you go to a restaurant. The reason I bring this up is because you have two good outcomes. You know, you get away from work, you decompress, and you get around people, but then you also are adding in the possibility of you completely just tossing your diet out the window because if you are bigger, you probably don't have very good impulse control. This is also another thing of doing this goals and looking at your behaviors. You gotta start like looking at actual unhealthy behaviors and habits, and regardless of why you do the said thing, you have to face the fact that it is unhealthy and it is not good for you. Moving on. Next thing is shopping. Yeah, new stuff, cool, but you don't have any money now, so you gotta take the good with the bad. Next one, reading, or no, it's drinking. Drinking. So drinking is not inherently a bad thing. I'm not going to pretend like it's inherently a bad thing. I've had experiences that I could say it's like terrible. You never should drink. But there are people who can drink and control themselves. And again, we're going back to the person's behavior, not the habit itself, but like because skipping a meal, you're out of control. You're either you're not, you're running out of time, and you're either not scheduling your time efficiently, or you're at a job where they're kind of shitty to you. Same thing for eating out, working out, shopping, drinking, reading. These are all things that you could do, and they could be productive. Like you could go to a bar while you're drinking and meet your next husband or wife, or meet your next best friend, or you could ruin your life. It's it's completely dependent on how you behave when you're drinking or when you are doing these things. Because if you notice, I put working out on there too. There are people that just because working out is healthy, people will literally destroy themselves in the gym because it's like self harm. If you don't believe me, like you can just look at TikTok and Instagram. It is very sad because you see these people who are going to the gym and they're not just working out. They are like literally doing stuff that is hurting them, like breaking them down, destroying their joints, their tendons, like because not sleeping I because I've lived this. You're not sleeping at all. You're really dependent on caffeine, nicotine, and you're going to the gym and you're doing these crazy workouts. It is not, that is not healthy. That is completely counterproductive. It's kind of like, you know, I don't know. It's just, it makes me sad because it's like I've been in those shoes, I've been in the shoes before, and so I can relate, but at the same time, I know it's just so bad. Like it is not good because what what's happening is you're taking this portion of being healthy, right? Like lifting weights and exercising, and you're taking this thing that is supposed to be healthy, and you're taking it and you're warping it to your behaviors and your identity to make it self-destructive, like working out like every single day, 2 hours in the gym doing crazy high volume workouts. That is not good for you guys. So I hope with that you can sit there and be like, oh shit, like pretty good point. So the reason, like, we go through these habits lead to outcomes, and then these outcomes, your outcomes typically are what's making your identity. And then your identity is fighting with the id and the self to not fall into another one of these habits. But most of the time, the id and the self is going to win because it is compulsive. It's like the animal brain. So your brain is going to want to do what it wants to do. So, in order to combat that, you need to remember what you must become, what your goal is, and remove yourself from the present. In the present, you want to, because you're fighting with your identity right now, you're fighting with yourself. You're essentially becoming a new person. You could say that I'm lying, but it is true. You are completely throwing out all these old terrible habits and things and just completely becoming a different person because now you do different things. So now you also need to change how you view certain identities. Like you have to change how you view fitness. You have to change how you view fast food. And it may like change how you live. It's going to change how you live your life. So The big thing, and this may be underwhelming for you, like I know I've been saying all this hot air and everything, but if we ground ourselves and we think the separation from our goal is just now in the present, time, effort, and consistency over a period of time will lead to the goal. And what that requires is doing all the things that go in with being a healthy person. You can't pick and choose portions of this identity that you want to adapt, especially if you want to be good at something. You have to fully commit. Like, again, did you think it was going to be easy? Do you think goals in themselves are easy? No, they're not. They're hard. So get over the fact that it will be boring. There's going to be boring moments, and I don't like this. Dude, look, you there are worse things that are going to happen. So trust me, do yourself the favor and get control of your behaviors and your habits, and then worry about the programs and the nutrition. Because if you can't fix your habits and your behavior, you're going to spend a bunch of money on programs, coaches, fad diets, and not get anywhere. And then you're going to think you can never get in shape because you can't apply yourself. That is the key, applying yourself. Nobody, I can't force you to get in shape. A coach can't force you to get into shape. You have to look at yourself in the mirror and decide, I want to count my calories. I want to actually not like eat whatever the hell I want. I have to make a mindful decision to do what's actually best for me. Not what I want, but what's best for me. And for some people, that is very hard because you don't know what that's going. You don't know how to say no to yourself. You have to. You have to say no to yourself before somebody has to do it for you. Especially when you're like in your 50s and you have heart disease or diabetes or cancer because you couldn't control yourself when you were younger. Sorry, I get a little passionate about that. But guys, that's all I have to say. Again, first order of business, you have to shift the behaviors. You have to take the identity and flip it upside down. You have to become what you need to be. You can't stay the same. The price of staying the same is being the same and being mediocre. And the price of being great is a little bit of pain now. Simple as that. If you think I'm lying, you can open up any magazine or any book or autobiography about a great person, and they're not going to sit there and say, "Oh, I just did whatever I wanted." We got, we gotta, we gotta start at the foundational level. If you don't, if you don't have a good foundation, you will fail.